Because I have found that if you can study a little bit about how Donald Trump speaks, then you get this insight into what he really means, what he's thinking, what he's really trying to say. And look at me. I get it. It's not easy or logical for me to do a Trump imitation. I look nothing like him. My hands are rather large. Although the tie, I did do the tie. I think that makes me feel very nouveau presidential, okay. And but the face, if you study the way he holds his face when he speaks, his eyes, it starts with the eyes, okay. His eyes are never fully open, and his mouth is never ever closed. And look on the bright side. In that sense, he is the perfect representation of America. There's no information coming in, only information going out. That's why we start wars, just to learn geography, okay? And now part two is the accent. And Donald Trump is a typical New Yorker, right? And yet, does he have the accent of a New Yorker? How many people have been to New York? You know this, right? You guys know the typical New Yorkers, you know, that typical New York accent. And it's not just the accent, it's the superlatives. It's the way they use those phrases. Everything is either the best or it's the worst. We got all the tallest buildings here. We got all the best museums, all the greatest food. Anything you need, it's right here. It's so great. Or it's totally too crowded. We just got congestion tax, for God's sake. I mean, it's so dirty. There's crime everywhere. It's a total disaster. So Donald Trump uses the terminology, the superlatives of a typical New Yorker. But if you try to do Donald Trump with the typical New Yorker accent, like America first, America first. Doesn't sound right. He doesn't sound like a typical New Yorker. What accent is it? We tried, mix and match. Like, is it the South? Not really. Is it like Chicago from the Midwest? Is it further north, like Minnesota? Real friendly there, hello. We had to go all the way out to the West Coast, where if you can picture a surfer dude hanging out on the beach, or like Janice from the Muppets, groovy dude, waxing my board, just thinking about we're going to get so many rays today. It's going to be so gnarly out there on the waves. Those waves are going to be totally tubular. It's going to be so fantastic. It's going to be amazing. So, yes, Donald Trump, typical New Yorker, sounds like a Californian. How does he do it? I don't know. Is it split personality disorder? You tell me. But Donald Trump is provably a typical New Yorker who sounds like a typical Californian, and yet the only way he can get elected president is by appealing to everywhere in America except New York and California. And that, I believe, is an example of irony. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Irony, it can be taught.